motherfucker. Yes, for once I matched. It's matching.
Finally matching your hat and shirt.
Well, because I got them from this same spot. I don't know.
At WonderCon from the T
whatever. Tino Evil.
Yeah, Tino Evil. Yeah.
Super dope. Oh, they don't have the pocket in the front though.
Oh,
like
shit.
how the whatever those hats called.
The ones from Ace Hardware or whatever.
Yeah. The Ace Hardware hats.
That's how I know them. Because that's where I first saw them was at Ace Hardware.
Yeah. I need to actually go because they have a booth at the farmer's market every time. Yeah. So I want to go and get me another Germany hat.
Yeah. You love those hats, don't you?
Yeah. Very comfortable. They last.
Yeah.
Mine got kind of messed up.
See, I like these Milan hats. These Milan hats.
Dude, I don't know where mine is.
Really? You
remember?
Yours?
It's
the
somewhere.
one you got from your job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had to take off the fucking logo, but you can still see the stitching like around it.
The little shade where the stitching was. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to it.
I mean, I like the Milan hats though. They're pretty comfortable. Actually, you know what? These are like the one that I have for when I go camping and go to the lake and stuff.
Well, because they're waterproof.
It's not as nice as this one is, but like that one, I've messed it up.
And you know the bill, the inside the bill, it's usually like cardboard.
Yeah, this is not.
That's like plastic.
Yeah,
so it's like waterproof and everything,
waterproof.
so it doesn't like get deformed and shit.
Yeah, no, that's why I like these ones. They're kind of pricey though, but I mean, honestly, it's worth every dollar though. So
man, I need to find the one I have.
Oh, no, go to their website. Sometimes they do summer sales. Right now, they're doing a spring sale right now. So, yeah. I was thinking about copping they always do like different releases on different hats.
Do they got like an OD green one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They just released it like, what was it, last year before Christmas time? So, but yeah, they did that. So.
I can't hear shit.
Welcome to Shoot the Shit Podcast, coming to you live from beautiful sunny California. And I'm your host, Big Pete, and this is my co-host, Mr. Motherfucking J.
Yo.
And this is our producer, Big George.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Sounds so innocent.
Mr. Rogers.
I'm just the camera guy.
Just the camera guy.
We need to get a camera on you.
Yeah, right. Nah, he's too camera shy for the cameras.
Yeah.
Damn right.
So, yeah. Now, but coming out with some big news from the DC universe. Matt Reeves may be walking off the Batman 2 set. This is still unconfirmed. I heard that he may be.
So, all right. So, what did you actually hear?
So, apparently, there's a lot of because they just delayed Batman 2 to October 1st, 2027 is the new release date. So one thing, there's been a lot of execs at the DC studios have been kind of like, they're not sure they want to continue the Matt Reeves universe of Batman. So there's been a lot of like pushback or whatever. So there's people like, and I think he's just kind of fed up with it. You know what I mean?
Got you.
And I think there's a lot that's going on with it, and I don't understand why they keep playing around with it. They got to just get it done. You know what I mean? Let him bring his vision of Batman to life. You know what I mean? Let him do it.
See, I heard a different story. Excuse me. I heard. Well, it was just a post on Instagram. It wasn't like from a reliable source or anything, but I just kind of read through it. And it was saying that something along the lines of how they want to cancel the second movie because it makes no sense because James Gunn's about to come out with his Batman.
Right.
So it's like it's going to be kind of contradicting each other. You know what I mean?
Well, you could still play two different universes of Batman.
Yeah, but like, can you imagine having two Batman movies come out at the same time or around the same time? And it's just like, oh, it's two different actors. Like, you kind of have to have one or the other. You know what I mean?
And I think one thing that what gets me going on this is because it's like you already started something, finish it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just finish it out.
But they're just hella lagging on it.
But and then another thing too, it's always gone. Well, they're delaying it because Robert Pattinson picked up another role, which starts they had filming, starts filming in the summertime, which he is picked up for Dune 3.
Okay,
which is
So the first one came out when?
Like 2022, I believe it was.
Bro, it's been 3 years.
Yeah. They dropped the ball on it.
Like, come on. Usually,
honestly,
if
they
you wanna
dropped the ball
they
on
should
it.
have done it the next year or like a year and a half at most.
Right.
Like
No,
as
and I
soon as the
agree.
first one
I agree.
stopped, like they should have been filming for the second one right away.
You know, because that's what we initially thought, but then it was script development, which was having a lot of issues, you know. And then
At
not
that
just
point, bro, you might as well just fucking scrap it.
well, that's the thing. Like, so what delayed it the first time was script development. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we heard that it wasn't just script development, it was casting issues that was having the problem. And then now it's back to, well, the script's not even finished yet. And then now we're hearing that Matt Reeves is fed up. He may be walking out, you know what I mean? And I think one thing is like everyone needs to come to the table, sit down, figure out where the direction of DC's going. Because if you drop the ball on this Batman, a lot of people's going to be upset. I know me and you weren't fans of this Batman. You know, we kind of didn't like the movie, but you already started a spin-off series to this Batman, which the Penguin, you know what I mean? And that hands down good series. It was good series. Season 1, phenomenal. You know what I mean? And I think you are introducing a whole another set of like TV shows and movies related to this Batman. See it through. You know what I mean? Like that's all I'm saying. See it through all the way to the end. And you know, you can't just be like, oh, we're done because we're going to go in a different direction. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are excited about it. You got people excited about, you know, everything from the spin-off series to the movies and then more future planned projects that everyone kept excited for and looking forward to. Now you're just kind of going, we don't care about the fans. You're not listening to the fans pretty much at this point. You know?
I see what you're saying.
So and that's why I think
but like I said, man, it just doesn't make sense that if they're gonna come out with the second movie, then James Gunn better wait for Batman for his. But see, then it's gonna delay the whole universe. You know, you can't start the universe off and not have Batman automatically like one of the first one.
And
you're starting off with Superman, but then what's the next one you're gonna do? You have to do Batman.
Well, and that's what I think. That's why he went with Superman first. He went with Superman first. You know what I mean? And that's why I think he was like, I'm going to give Matt Reeves his Batman. You know what I mean? Let him finish his Batman. That's why he went with Superman first, you know? Yeah. And I think that's why, you know, but all the problems that are coming with it, I think at this point, I don't want to say scrap it because I'm a fan of Penguin and I'm really excited for season 2 if it gets a season 2, and I think it should, you know what I mean?
I just say scrap
Batman
it.
movies were not that great, so
scrap it and let James Gunn start his universe, and we can just get that ball rolling.
Yeah. Did you see who they casted for James Gunn's Batman?
It's not real.
Are you sure?
Dude, so that video that you were showing me, if you watched it all the way to the end, it was an April Fool's joke.
Was it really?
It was an April Fool's joke. He posted that video on April Fool's.
Brandon Solero or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
Hey, but he would be a good Batman, though. I think he would make a good Batman.
I think he would be a good Batman, but like I said, if they have a Batman, bro, it better be Jensen Ackles. I'm telling you that they're gonna be dropping the ball on that.
Yeah,
if they don't do that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
I know
Jensen Ackles as Batman, bro.
Jensen Ackles, yeah. I know you're a fan of him because of Supernatural and stuff like that.
Fucking
but
Dean Winchester,
yeah,
bro.
But honestly, when I saw that, I didn't know it was an April Fool's joke, you know, because I didn't really see that like all the way through. You didn't watch it till the end. Yeah. I didn't, but I read like an article on Google and stuff like that. It's from Screen Rant, you know what I mean? And they're pretty reliable.
They actually had an article.
Yeah, they had an article.
You gotta I gotta double fact check that.
Yeah, go ahead, fact check that. I could be wrong. I swear I read Screen Rant. I mean, you know, but again, if I'm wrong, correct me. If I'm not, then you know I stand corrected.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm just saying I think he would be a good Batman, though. You're telling me you don't think he would if they can't get Jensen Ackles to play it?
Yeah, but he's just not my first pick.
I know it's not your first pick,
but I don't think he'd be a bad one. I don't think he'd be a bad one.
Right. Yeah, no, I think going that direction, and you know, James Gunn's Superman movies coming out, and we're all excited for that. But I think what we need to see from here is is where the development of the DC is coming from, because
Yeah.
we know James Gunn is introducing
Yeah, nothing's
Martian
confirmed yet.
Manhunter. Huh?
Nothing's confirmed yet.
Nothing. Yeah. I think it's one of those pilot things that they're doing, just kind of seeing feelers out there.
Yeah.
You know how like a studio will put something out just to get feelers on?
Yeah.
I think
Well,
what if
I think
that's
they're-
what if that's kind of what they're doing? They're putting out feelers to see what people think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Jensen
you know
Ackles
what
all the
I'm
way,
saying?
baby. Jensen Ackles.
If any DC Studios execs are listening, Jensen Ackles all the way. So, but I honestly think, James Gunn's got a future with DC, and I think his vision to bringing it to life is, because we're gonna see Martian Manhunter come to life for the first time in live action. Hawk Girl, we're gonna see that come through. And then we know it's been confirmed Jason Momoa is going to be playing Lobo.
Yeah.
So
That's the original role he should have played.
not Aquaman.
Dude, you know what's
It was
funny?
like, what were you doing playing Aquaman, dude?
You know what's funny? They did an interview with he did an interview and he was just talking about it when DC first hit him up. They're like, we want you. And he's like, oh, great, Lobo. And they're like, who? They're like, he's like, Lobo. And
Are
they're
you
like,
serious?
and they're like, oh no, that we're not going with that universe. You're gonna be Aquaman. He's like, what the fuck?
No one wants to play Aquaman.
He's like, I'm Aquaman. I'm the dude that talks to fish.
Right. Hey, but I think he played a good Aquaman, though.
No, he did a good
Yeah,
Aquaman.
he did
I
a
think he
good
did a great
Aquaman.
job.
I really do. I think he did a good Aquaman. I just think they dropped the ball in the Justice League. You know what I mean? Like
They dropped a huge ball.
they did. They did. I mean, horrible Justice League. I didn't like the Justice League, but that was
It's just
it felt
I
rushed.
didn't like anything that Zack Snyder really did with.
Honestly,
that.
it just felt like it was being rushed because they were trying to compete with the Marvel stuff.
Yeah,
Because Marvel was putting out such great content at that time.
that was the prime of Marvel too.
You had Avengers Endgame came out. You know what I mean?
Well, that was before. I'm talking about like Civil War, the first Avengers.
That's what I'm saying. All
like-
that stuff that was leading up to it. You know what I mean? How is DC going to compete to that without getting the fans Justice League? Everybody in the world was waiting for Justice League, and honestly, dropped the ball. Just garbage. It wasn't great. I think Wonder Woman, who they casted as Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, she was great. I think hands down one of the
she was
best
really
Wonder
good.
Womans. But if they were to, because they're about to recast Wonder Woman in the James Gunn universe, who would you like to see play the Wonder Woman role?
You know what? I don't really know.
Really?
I can't. There's not a specific person I can be like, yeah, I want that person to be Wonder Woman.
Yeah. She's got to be tall, you know what I mean, to fit that role. Because you can't just bring anyone to play that role. You know
they have to be a taller.
Yeah. I don't know who they could play for that role. That's a good one. But if the fans are listening, comment who you guys think should play that role as Wonder Woman.
They should get someone fresh and just get like a European supermodel that's like super tall. You know what I mean? Think about it. Even in like things, Wonder Woman's just a tall, like good-looking woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? So fuck it, just get one and teach them how to act.
You don't want them to go to the Amazons because they're Amazon women.
Send them out in the jungle. Here's a bow and arrow and a sword. Survive. And if you can survive for 60 days, we'll come back. You got the role.
So do like a survival thing.
It's a survivor for the casting of Wonder Woman.
I'd watch Survivor.
Can you imagine if they did
that? Just for that, I watch Survivor.
Can you imagine if they did that for every superhero? They did one for Batman. It's like, all right, we're gonna do a detective theme. The Flash. All right, let's see who can run the fastest.
Yeah,
whoever wins gets the role.
It could be called the DC tryouts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
that.
the Tri-Wizard Tournament.
Do one for Harry Potter and everything else.
That'd be hella funny.
That would be great. Yeah. All right, we're gonna hold our own tryouts. Who could play Wonder Woman?
Right.
Batman, Superman, all the great ones.
So now that we're getting a new DC universe, what characters are you excited to see or hoping to see in this new universe? Of course you're gonna get the main characters like Batman, Superman, Aquaman and stuff like that. But is there like any other characters that you're kind of seeing, or characters that they've already done that you want to see them kind of remake?
I am glad that they're redoing Green Lantern.
Yeah.
because Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern wasn't all that great. I mean, it wasn't great, but I don't understand why people bagged on it so hard.
It was the CGI, bro. This shit was so bad. The CGI
Honestly,
was horrible.
I thought the movie was good, but I just didn't think it was as bad as people made it out to be. You know what I mean? So I am glad that they're remaking Green Lantern and they're not just kind of throwing it in the garbage.
Well, they have
and saying,
they showed Green Lantern in the trailer of Superman,
yeah.
but it's Guy Gardner. Like, bro, no one wants to see fucking.
But
Guy
it's
Gardner.
gonna lead up into at least
So
eventually.
if there's Guy Gardner there, then you know there's John Stewart and Hal Jordan out there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
so.
we are it's confirmed or not. I'm unsure yet because I've heard a lot of speculation because there's supposed to be a TV series for Green Lantern. I don't know if it's supposed to be a live action or an animated series, which that hasn't been clear yet on what they're doing with that. So
Yeah.
and that's why I'm kind of like, that's what I'm excited about because we're finally gonna get something for Green Lantern because he plays a pivotal role in the DC universe. You know what I mean? When it comes to the Justice League and all that other stuff, you know, especially when they go to like different planets and solar systems and stuff like that, you know, so that they kind of need him to get out there and do that stuff, you know.
You know what I want to see happen eventually? I think like, you know, the first phase is get your main characters out there, you know, do your things like, but I feel like the next generation, they need a reboot like Teen Titans / Young Justice. Did you ever watch the show Young Justice?
Yeah.
So like have Robin in there, like you know what I mean? I want to see Blue Beetle again. The Blue Beetle movie was not that great. Jolo, I don't know his last name, but he's the dude that played Cobra Kai.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think he did a great job. He looks like a great character to play, but the movie itself was just okay. So I would really like to see Blue Beetle back in there again, and then like the whole like Young Justice cast too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I think they did a great job.
Who would you want to see play Robin?
Ooh, Robin.
Or what Robin would you rather see them bring? Because you know how there's different variation. There's
if they can do, all right. So of course, I want to see all the Robins. So Dick Grayson, of course, you know, is my favorite. So because in that way, it can involve him becoming Nightwing.
Right.
And Nightwing's a dope ass character.
Oh yeah. That is back to your question earlier. That is a character I would love to see bring into the DC universe.
Yeah, Nightwing.
James Gunn's, like DC, his vision. If he can incorporate Nightwing into that, that'd be great. But he has to do it right though. Start off as Dick Grayson as Robin, who transforms into Nightwing. You know what I mean? So that's what I would love to see.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, you were saying.
Yeah, no. And another one I think would be a dope series that they could do too is Jason Todd. So that way, how they can introduce him and how he supposedly died and he becomes Red Hood.
Oh
and stuff like that.
He does become Red Hood. Yeah.
So I think that would be.
I would love to see a TV series on how he becomes Red Hood.
Like, dude, that's what I'm saying. You can have like all these like little side things, and then they can all like side movies or TV shows off each character, and then they can all come together and make their own movie.
Right.
But this is like farther down in the future after they get done with their whole like DC main Justice League characters.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be like the next gen. So I'm thinking too far ahead.
You know what I would love to see for them to do is the League of Shadows.
Yeah.
I would love to see either a movie on League of Shadows, or I think they can. It would be better as a TV series as League of Shadows,
just like its own separate thing.
You remember in Batman Begins when he
goes up in the mountains and trains with the League
of Shadows and Ra's al Ghul, played by Liam Neeson.
Mm-hmm.
He made a great Ra's al Ghul. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he did a great job.
I think bringing him
bro,
back.
It's fucking Liam Neeson, bro.
Yeah, bringing him
he's
back.
Awesome.
Bringing him back and having him play as Ra's al Ghul would be great. And then Talia, his daughter, Talia. I mean, bringing that in and seeing Batman,
get with her, and then you can bring in Damian.
Now you saw where I'm going.
Yeah. Damian's a dope ass character too. I like Damian.
So he's trained by the League of Shadows. He's confused, as you can see, like throughout the comic books. Like he's confused. Like he wants to do good, but he's also trained to be an assassin.
Yeah,
you know what I
he's
mean?
trained to be he's a born killer.
Yeah.
You know what
so,
I mean?
but like he's got his father's DNA. Like he's kind of like he sees his dad doing these things, and he's like, "Why are you doing all these great things?
Like just fucking kill him."
Why exactly? His first instinct is to kill him. You know what I mean? And that's why he takes over taking care of him, like, and then trains him as becoming Robin. You know what I mean? He becomes Robin.
Yeah.
And I think that's why when he goes into the Young Justice, or Young Justice, he becomes.
He ends up later on going in.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
So that's why I think, because he becomes the leader of the Young Justice, and and I think with the son, not the Superman, the kid Superman. What was his name?
Oh, Superboy.
Superboy.
Because
Yeah.
the original Young Justice. Yeah.
Blanket on the name.
The
But yeah,
original
Superboy.
Young Justice was Robin.
Yeah.
It was Robin, Aqualad, Superboy, and then fuck, what was it? Miss Martian.
Miss Martian. Yeah.
Miss Martian, and then Kid Flash.
Kid Flash. Yeah.
Kid Flash, and that was like the original team.
But Blue Beetle comes in later.
But see, that was like the second wave. That's when like Robin already became Nightwing and everything. You know what I mean? And then the original Young Justice got older.
Yeah.
And then the newer version, that's when Blue Beetle comes in. That's when you see Beast Boy.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Or what was the other guy? Static Shock, I think it was.
Oh, dude, they
Yeah.
need to bring Static
Yeah.
Shock. I love
Yeah.
Static
Well,
Shock.
you're talking about the original Justice League, right?
But he was
So not Justice League. We're talking about
Young Justice.
Young Justice. These are the kids.
so these
to the adults of Justice League.
But see,
pretty much.
that doesn't it's not the same as Teen
Gotcha.
Titans, because the Teen Titans was
Okay.
different.
So there was Superboy, Robin, Kid Flash, Lagoon Boy, Miss Martian, Red
Yeah,
Tornado.
that's later on though.
Yeah.
Oh, was that later on?
That's
Yeah,
like second generation.
Lagoon Boy didn't come into play till
Because
like,
when
second or third season.
when Dick Grayson
three
becomes
seasons.
Robin,
yeah.
he didn't join Young Justice. It was Teen Titans, because
Well, but see, that's a different timeline. That's a different story, because originally, then if you want to go Teen Titans,
5 members.
yeah. Well, if you go Teen Titans, it was Beast Boy, it was Robin, it was Starfire, Raven, and Cyborg.
yeah. Oh, that's actually, I want to see Starfire, Raven, and Beast Boy introduced into this universe. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
But
That
better, dude. That TV show version was.
it was something. It just
That shit
wasn't
was
that
ass.
great. Yeah, dude, it wasn't that great. But
I
you know what?
tried watching it, dude.
A lot of people said as the seasons went on, it got way better. You know what I mean? Like it got
I don't
way
give a
better.
damn. Nope.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I did watch 2 seasons, and I second season was better than the first one. If you can bear the first one, second season was better. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
but
don't know.
I do believe
Acting was horrible.
Yeah.
Everything was just.
I think if you get I think bringing in Beast Boy, Raven, and Starfire, just that would be totally just.
Yeah.
There's so many characters we got in animated series that I wish they would just.
You know who I want
Bring
them to
to
bring
life.
in the DCU?
Who?
Plastic Man.
Last one, I don't know.
You don't know who Plastic Man
No.
is? All right, so we're gonna have to go through this another time. But if people knew Plastic Man, people know Plastic Man. But Plastic Man is
Fill me in.
he's hella OP, bro. He's like the best way to describe him is he's like a Mr. Fantastic, but like a funny ass version of him. He's kind of a criminal, but then becomes like not an anti-hero. What's the word I'm looking for? He's like a superhero, but he kind of does what he wants at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's like one of those type of heroes. But you gotta we'll do some more. We'll go dive deep into that one too later on, and stuff like that. But I think that would be a good.
Was he ever
fit for
part of
that.
like the Justice League or anything like that, or he
Yeah,
was kind of like his own?
he's done cameo, like like little cameos and like the
Okay.
cartoons and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Oh,
yeah.
but bringing back up what you said earlier, Static Shock,
Yeah.
I think would be amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the superheroes that gets really slept on. The cartoon was hella good, bro.
Oh yeah.
And then they canceled it.
Yeah. I don't see. I don't understand that. You bring something out and fans fall in love with it, and then because the studio goes, we're just not liking it, and they cancel it. You
But
know
the
what I mean?
fans love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's my problem with the DC stuff right now. Fans love something, and then they cancel it. But when fans don't love something, they're always going, "Oh, we're gonna keep pushing this out," but no one wants it. You know what I mean? And that's my problem with DC right now.
I feel like Marvel's kind of in the same spot right now with everything they're doing. Like they keep pushing out this shit. It's like, bro, no one really cares.
Yeah, no one gives,
no one gives a fuck.
Marvel's one of those things. It just went on a run, and it took the world by storm. You know, everything they did, everything they put out was good. And then just after the last Avengers, it was just that's it. They haven't had any fresh ideas. They try to push out stuff that they think people might want but don't. You know what I mean? And
I heard.
Just
I didn't
garbage.
watch it, but I heard the new Captain America movie with Red Hulk and everything. I just heard that it wasn't a great movie.
Really?
Yeah, I heard. I don't really care about watching it. If it's on Disney Plus one day and I got nothing else to do, sure, I'll throw it on. But
right, that's what I'm waiting kind of for.
You know what I really want them to come back out with though?
What's that?
Is the second season of Moon Knight. Moon Knight was such a good show.
They need to hurry up with that. It's been how long since we've had Moon Knight? It's been like, what, 5 years now? It's 2020 was when it came out, I think.
Has it been that long?
Yeah. I think Moon Knight came out in...
during the COVID?
Yeah, during
when
COVID.
we're all just chilling, not doing shit?
Yeah. I could be wrong, actually, though. Maybe 2021, maybe. But it was great.
It was a great show.
It left off hinting at there's going to be another season.
Mm-hmm.
Why the delays? Why are we delaying it?
You know what I want them to make
studios continue to want to push garbage instead of giving fans what they want.
Exactly. You know what I thought deserved a second season too was Peacemaker.
It is. It's got another season on the way.
Does it?
Yeah, it's got another season on the way.
I thought they were scrapping that.
No, James Gunn loves Peacemaker, man. It's one of his things. It was that and Suicide Squad.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's
Peacemaker
that's what
awesome.
Initially, that's what won James Gunn the job over the DC, being the head of the DC stuff.
I don't care what
Peacemaker.
Yeah. I don't care what anyone says, but John Cena's fucking hilarious.
Oh, dude, as Peacemaker, he played that role well.
It was hella funny.
He played that role well. And I honestly think they couldn't have picked a better person to play Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you guys think they could have, comment who you think could have played a better Peacemaker. Because honestly, John Cena, hands down, did a phenomenal job.
No, I think he did a great job.
Who was his sidekick in that thing? I forget his name.
Are you talking about the white dude with glasses?
That looked like a Jeffrey Dahmer.
But he was funny too. I liked him.
He was hilarious.
Fuck, what was his name?
I can't remember his name, but dude, he was hilarious. Some of the stuff he was saying in there was so out of pocket. It was just it was funny. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. So I think, But
his name was Adrian Chase
in the TV series.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hold on. But what was his superhero name?
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember his superhero name. I'm blanking on that. But yeah, I think one thing I thought they did a phenomenal job on was Peacemaker and Suicide Squad. When they came out the second one, I didn't think it was good. I
thought the second one was ass.
Yeah, I thought the second one was ass. I didn't like it.
I wasn't a fan of it at all.
I was not.
You know, I still never watched Birds of Prey.
You're not missing out on it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wasn't really.
I only watched it because I'm a fan of Harley Quinn. You know what I mean? That Joker and Harley Quinn, best supervillain duo in the world, and there's nothing that has ever come close to it.
Yeah.
Give me one example that has, if you disagree with me.
So I heard that your favorite Joker is Jared Leto.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Don't even play with me. Don't play with me, boy. Don't play with me. But nah, Joker. Everyone already knows who my favorite Joker was. Yeah, but
yeah.
I think Birds of Prey was just. I thought they could have done better with that.
Yeah,
but Harley Quinn. What's her name?
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, she definitely played a good Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
and who do you think, if you can recast Harley Quinn, who would you see as playing that Harley Quinn?
You know, I don't really know.
No, I don't know.
Some characters are just kind of fit for their roles. You know, that's just who they are.
Right.
Like, You know, a lot of people like you see an actor or actress and you don't think about them as an actual person. You think about them as what character they play, you know, because they
Right.
made that much of an impact on, you know, that character that you're just
Yeah.
like, oh, that's fucking Harley Quinn for sure. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. That so every time you see
It's
Margot
like
Robbie as
it's
Harley
just,
Quinn.
it's just like seeing what is it called, RDJ. Like if you see RDJ, bro, it's like
It's Iron
that's
Man.
fucking Iron Man.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Like I understand he's gonna become Doctor Doom now
How
and
do you feel
everything.
about that?
I'm not too mad at it. I love RDJ though. You know what I mean? So it's like, but no matter how good he does, bro, he's still always gonna be Iron Man.
Yeah, but and this is what I don't understand why people were upset. Like, oh well, why would you cast him as Doctor Doom and not just keep him as Iron Man? Because apparently in the new Avengers they're gonna bring back Iron Man. I'm like, you can't. He fucking sacrificed himself to save the world. Pretty much.
They can do whatever the hell they want, bro. They've introduced what is it called, the multiverse. So, bro, there's not just one Iron Man. There's million, trillion, billions, an infinite amount of different Iron Mans out there. You know what I mean? So they can definitely bring back Iron Man. They can bring back other actors as Tony Stark. You know what I mean?
No, that's what
because
I'm saying.
you know
if they were to, but if you're going off the same timeline that they're talking about,
but that's what I'm saying. That same timeline has messed with multiverse travel.
Correct.
So that's what I'm saying. What is them to have him not come back? You know what I mean? From another universe.
So after Iron Man, okay, in the same universe, after he sacrifices himself to save the world, who takes the mantle as Iron Man? Who becomes the next Iron Man?
So that was the whole thing about it was supposed to be Spider-Man. You remember that's why in the Far From Home, Tony gave him what is it called? The glasses and stuff like that. And then like the whole movie was about Spider-Man feeling like, oh, I can never fill Iron Man shoes, but it's like you're not supposed to because you know you're not him.
Right.
And stuff like that. So it that's kind of what they hinted, but no one's gonna actually take over. I think they're trying to do I think they did it already. I didn't see it though, but was it Ironheart or something like that? So
something
like
that,
it's I think it's Pepper Potts. Is it Pepper Potts?
I can't remember.
I didn't watch that.
No, I didn't watch it either.
That.
But
I think that was in the new Black Panther movie, right? Or I could be wrong because I haven't seen that either.
I don't know.
I haven't watched anything since Endgame, to be honest.
Honestly, no, I haven't either. But
but
I can't
yeah,
remember
but I don't think they really have like a set stone person to like replace them. You know, not like they did with Falcon and Captain America. If that's what you're kind of getting at.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting
they're not
at.
really doing
yeah,
that. No.
that's why I thought. But didn't he have a kid with this secretary though?
Yeah.
Or am I wrong?
Yeah. Well, him and Pepper Potts got married, and then they had what was it? Was it Megan? Was that her name?
I can't remember for the life of me. Why am I drawing blanks on this stuff?
But no, he had a daughter.
Right, because she's supposed to take over as Iron Man. She's supposed to fill the roles of the shoes of her dad.
Bro, she's like fucking 10.
Yeah, but later on when she becomes a teenager.
Bro, that's gonna be hella long from now.
I'm just saying. Isn't that how it happens though?
I have no idea. I don't know that. But I'm trying to figure out what her name was.
I can't remember for the life of
me.
I can't remember for the life of me, dude. I'm drawing a blank on it.
Morgan. It was Morgan.
Morgan
Stark.
Who?
It was Tony Stark's daughter.
That's what I thought.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's her name. Because we couldn't figure out her name. I said it's Morgan.
Yeah. Because that's who fills the role or the shoes of her dad. And she becomes Iron Man or Iron Woman, however you want to put it. But I think that's one way they're going to go about it. But I think that whole Avengers thing is dismantled now. I don't think there is no Avengers. You don't have that anymore. Because how long do you think they're going to keep writing the Captain America stuff? You know what I mean? How many more movies are going to keep pushing that out?
Because that thing's failing anyways.
You don't think they're going to come out with another Avengers? Because apparently they are.
Yeah, but they're going to try, but it's going to fail. Same thing like how Captain America just think like no one really cares, dude.
Do you think the age of superheroes is done?
No, I just feel like they just need to change course a little bit. Like, yeah, it worked for a while, a good long while, but it comes to a point where it's over, dude. Like, stop trying to hold on to
What
what
has
used
been?
to work.
Yeah.
You can clearly see it's not working anymore.
Right.
So, change it up.
So, in your like, all right, what do you think they should do next? Like, in your opinion, like, do you think they've burnt out the main characters?
I think they should. Yeah, I think they burnt out the main characters. If anything, unless the real original cast is willing to do like more movies, then sure.
Right.
But if what they're trying to do is like trying to stick with the same universe, but like like trying to bring in these scrap it all and just start fresh. And I'm not talking about like main character fresh. I'm talking about like very good side characters, like kind of like they did with Suicide Squad and like DC, like what would be the Suicide Squad for Marvel?
Thunderbolts that just came out.
Thunderbolts.
That just came out.
Yeah, but I heard that tank too.
Yeah. I didn't even know they had like a Suicide Squad version for the Marvel until I saw the trailer to that.
They just need to figure out something different, dude, because
so
what they're doing is just not
so
working.
So what I'm getting at is like, all right, so the age of superheroes is done. In another word,
I don't think so. I think it's very possible to. People love superheroes. They want to see the movies, but they're just not doing them right.
Right.
It's not the movies. It's not the characters that that are being played. It's the producing. It's the actors they're picking for it. It's
right.
It's
not
all that
best of
exactly
people to play. I don't know. For me, I kind of see like they're done. They've played their hand too much in the superhero roles, like for the main superheroes, Captain America, Hulk, and all that stuff. And this even goes into like the DC stuff too. I think it's time to start exploring the other characters of the universe. You know what I mean? And start bringing those to life. And I think that's where the direction should be. Because if you look at different TV series of like different characters, example, Moon Knight, how well that did.
But there's a lot of other shows that they did that didn't work. The only good Disney TV shows that they came out with was Moon Knight, Loki, and
see, I wasn't a fan of Loki.
Really? I liked Loki. Loki was
I wasn't.
Loki
a fan
was
of
good.
Loki. Yeah,
I really liked Loki.
I never liked Loki as a character in the
WandaVision
movies.
Was eh.
Nah, WandaVision was trash.
It
was
okay.
trash. It was trash. So,
but then I never watched Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Never watched that either.
Yeah, I heard that was trash. Like I don't know. There's a lot of.
I just wasn't a fan of Falcon, or not Falcon. Winter Soldier. I just wasn't a fan of him.
It was okay.
I don't know. Maybe it was I didn't like the actor. Maybe, but
I thought he
don't
played
know.
a good Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I don't like his character though.
Yeah,
I don't know. Something about me just doesn't like his character. Oh, to me, okay. Maybe I didn't like his character because of Captain America: Civil War, because it felt like he played a victim. You know what I mean? He was like, I'm a victim of this. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I just don't like that victim mind mentality. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I kind of got from him. And I felt like he was kind of like petting me because I'm a victim of this, and this happened to me because of this, and I'm a victim of it. You know what I mean? Like, I just kind of got that vibe from it. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I missed something. You know what I mean? Just I get they were giving him character development and like, backstory to how he became the person he is. But I think it was too much of that victimhood, you know what I mean? And that's probably why I didn't like his character,
Gotcha.
So the actor did a phenomenal job. I didn't think he, again, I rephrase what I said. I didn't think he did a bad job playing the Winter Soldier. I just didn't like the character development of Winter Soldier because it felt like he was playing a victim too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, save me, Captain America, from Tony Stark. Tony's trying to kill me," and stuff like that, So, and that's why I was kind of like, I don't just, nah, it's just, Wasn't my thing.
You know who I think James Gunn should keep as for one of the characters though is Grant Gust from the Flash show. I think he should stay as the Flash.
I don't get mad. I've never seen the Flash show.
Really? All right, so I think he made a great Flash. I think he did a great job. Perfect Barry Allen, like the way he's acting and everything. Like I think he'd be perfect in the universe. Sorry.
I'm like, what happened?
No, I think he would be perfect. I think he'd be perfect in the universe, and I definitely think it's possible that that James Gunn can get that done and stuff because a lot of the fans really like him as the Flash.
You know, I love
because they almost did a crossover.
Yeah.
With Zack Snyder.
Yeah. No, I love the Flash. I think there's so many different variations of the Flash. You know.
Well, that depends if you're gonna do Barry Allen or you're gonna go with Wally West.
Wally West.
Yeah,
I think he was pretty good. I mean,
well, in the show.
Yeah, in the show.
But you didn't watch the show.
No, well, like clips I've seen. You know what I mean? So
it was okay.
Who was the guy? Was that Wally West, the yellow suit?
No, that's Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash. That's. I don't know why I thought that was Wally West.
Reverse
Flash.
Thawne. His last name is Thawne. I can't pronounce his first name for the life of me right now. Last name Thawne.
Yeah.
Eobon Thawne.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop trying.
Failed. Yeah. No, but, I think the Flash universe is so. It's good. You know
I feel like if they're gonna bring him in as a Flash, leave his Flash universe out of it. Like all the other characters that are from it, completely leave out of it and start fresh, but just keep him as the Flash. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
right.
Do whatever you need to do, however you want to write it.
No,
in
I'm not saying recast him as recast the Flash, but I'm talking about the Flash universe in general.
No, I know. I'm talking about
a great universe.
Yeah, in general. But like the TV show version, like that's what I'm saying. Keep the character as Flash, bring him into the DCU, but leave his TV show behind. Just bring him by himself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because there's a lot of characters in the actual TV show that I'm just not a fan of.
You were like, I don't know what they were doing casting this person. All right, what was your thoughts of the person that they cast as Flash in the Justice League? Ezra, God, I can't remember his last name. Ezra, something.
Nah, didn't like him.
And I heard he was
a douche. He was a fucking douche.
Yeah. I heard like he went off on some like old couple or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I heard like he was a pretty douche person.
Yeah.
But that sucks though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why you got to be a dick to people like that? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like he was in Hawaii or some shit, and he went
like fought a fan or some bullshit.
Just like what for, man? These are people like your fans are the reason why you're famous, or you know what I mean, and stuff like that. You know,
yeah.
Like why you got to be that way? You know, like honestly, there's no need for all that. You know, so I don't know.
All it takes is one actor to ruin a movie.
Yeah, I mean, after that incident, I couldn't watch him as Flash. It was just
the Flash movie sucked too.
Oh my god. What were they thinking? I mean,
that movie.
But I am glad they brought what's his name back as Batman in that movie.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, that was like the only good part about that whole movie. Yeah.
And George Clooney at the end.
I like how they showed a cameo of Nicolas Cage as Superman,
which we never got that as Superman. Either.
He was supposed to be Superman.
Yeah. Whatever happened with that though?
It got scrapped. Same thing like Tom Cruise was gonna be Iron Man.
No way.
Yeah, and then he turned it down.
Really?
Yeah, and then RDJ picked it up.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That he turned
Can you imagine if we would have got that?
Oh, dude. A short fucking.
It's all depends. Like, and thank God certain actors canceled. Super off topic, but you know the movie Forrest Gump. You know, before Tom Hanks got it, they offered the role to John Travolta, and he turned it down.
No way.
Can you imagine if John Travolta was fucking Forrest Gump?
Jenny.
He went.
I could not.
Hey, yo, Jenny. Hey, yo, Jenny.
Hey, yo, Jenny. Hey, John Travolta was in what's called
Grease.
Pulp Fiction, right? Yeah. Hands down, Pulp Fiction, great movie. Here's a little interesting fact for everybody. All right. Pulp Fiction. I've seen the whole movie, but not in one sitting. I've seen the whole movie in 20-minute increments. 20-minute increments. Every time I put the movie on, I fall asleep after 20 minutes.
So you know what that means, right?
What?
If you're ever tired and just need to go to sleep, just throw on that movie.
Exactly. But anyways, that is our show today. Thank you for tuning in, and like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram and TikTok as well at Shoot the Shit Podcast 25. And, you know, drop in who you guys think should be playing Batman, Wonder Woman, and all
DC characters.
All DC characters. Tell us who you guys think should play the next roles of these main superheroes. And we are out.
Thank you.
This fucking camera's gonna kill me.
I was like, are you holding it the whole time? Oh, yeah.